Hi, welcome to Classic Recaps. Today, we're diving into the spellbinding world of Ender's Game, a 2013 science fiction film. This film transports us into a futuristic universe where humanity's survival hinges on the shoulders of a gifted young strategist. Join us as we explore the depths of this cinematic adaptation, examining its characters, storytelling, and thought-provoking themes. Don't forget to stick around till the end for my final verdict. An alien force, the Formics, launched an attack on Earth 50 years ago, killing millions. Mazer Rackham, the Earth's greatest commander, self-sacrifice saved them. Earth has been using war games on the brightest kids ever since to prepare for the Formics attack. They are enrolled in a decision-making academy. One such kid is Andrew Ender Wiggin. He is the youngest of 3 siblings and the only one participating in the program. In a game, Ender triumphs over a random student. After the student loses, Ender refuses to play again. Colonel Hiram Graff and Major Gwen Anderson secretly observe the game, particularly Ender's point of view. Colonel Graff thinks Ender has a bright future. Major Gwen, however, thinks Ender may not be a good leader. They test Ender's response to rejection. Ender is sent to the infirmary to remove his monitor and is out of the program. Ender is confused. Walking out of the infirmary, the kid from earlier and his friends stop him and drag him to a nearby science lab. Following his defeat, the child challenges Ender to a fist fight. Ender doesn't want to fight, but because the kid is blocking his way out, Ender hits him in the face with a blunt object and knocks him down. He then continues to kick the child until the other children intervene. While the others are stunned, Ender stands guard. Ender then cautions the children to stay away. Ender has impressed Graff. Back at home, Ender informs his older sister Valentine that he has dropped out of the program, much like his brother Peter, whom he fears he will become. Ender is reassured by Val. Peter arrives, upset about Ender, and challenges him to a fist fight based on a video game. Ender is suffocated by Peter as he expresses his rage at being chosen for the program. When Ender yields, the game comes to an end. Ender belittles himself after dinner. Except for Peter, his family consoles him. Ender's father tells him that the program was difficult, so he shouldn't be upset. Colonel Graff and Major Anderson unexpectedly appear at their front door. Ender is questioned about the incident and why he continued to kick the youngster even though he was already down. Ender responds that the first fight was purposefully knocking the boy down, and the next ones are won by continually kicking him. Colonel then gets right to the point, inviting Ender back to the school because of how tactical he was during the fight. Because the parents disagree with the Colonel's assessment of Ender's aggressiveness, the Colonel insists on speaking to Ender alone. Outside the house, the Colonel informs Ender that they need young people with brilliant minds like him to keep the Formics at bay for the foreseeable future. He also informs Ender that he is going to battle school to train. Ender accepts his fate and leaves home. Ender, Graff, and Anderson board the shuttle bound for the fighting academy in orbit. Ender runs into some of his classmates there. He takes a seat in the back and meets Bean, with whom he makes fun of their names. Soon later, the shuttle takes off for space, and some students are unable to cope with zero gravity. One of the pupils, Alai, starts vomiting, but not before Bean hands him a bag. Colonel Graff then enters the room to make sure that everyone is okay. He notices Ender smiling and asks why. Ender, being astute, explains that the Colonel's floating motion is amusing. Ender's intelligence is praised once more by the Colonel, who informs the entire class that he is the smartest kid in the room, drawing their attention to him. This extra attention, though, makes Ender uncomfortable. The shuttle reaches Battle School, a massive starship. Students enter their respective rooms. Ender discovers his coat and pistol in his closet. Sergeant James Dapp comes just as he is about to remove it. Dapp instructs them about teamwork in a condescending manner. Graff gives a lecture in class about responsibility. He then plays a video of Mazer Rackham slamming his aircraft into the Formic ship in order to save humanity. Ender is bothered by the video, but the class is motivated. The next day, Dapp wakes up the students and tells them to put on battle suits and holster their weapons. Graff is then met by the students in the battle room. Graff informs his students that the combat room is weightless. He lets Ender come in first. Ender floats within, taken aback by the lack of gravity. The class then follows. Bean talks to Ender about zero-gravity movement control. Ender fires a test shot, demonstrating that the weapon is harmless. They then shoot each other in the leg, causing it to be stunned. Ender exhorts Bean to shoot him in the chest, causing his body to get stunned. Draff then gathers the students at the gate. Draff informs they need compete against other teams in the school. He then allows Dap to explain the rules of the game. The scoring system is explained by Dap, but the only way to win is to let a teammate cross the hostile gate, not stun. Ender emails Valentine. He discusses fight school training. He claims the colonel expects him to lead but is unsure how. Graff walks in with Dap. Graff tells them to compete rather than be friends and to work hard. Ender asks Graff if the school bans emails at random. Graff informs Ender that they do not require family distractions. Graff departs, but Dap is enraged by Ender's inquiry and rants, forcing him to do push-ups. Ender claims Dap will salute him, who rebukes he will never do so. Dap continues to make his point known with more push-ups. Dap leaves after telling everyone to take a break. Ender's classmates chuckle. Ender discovers a school-programmed game in his bed. He plays a rat who meets a troll and is offered 2 poisoned goblets. Alai wakes up to see Ender play. After attempting both poisoned goblets, Ender battles and kills the troll. Ender explains that the academy seeks to teach them violence. Graff and Anderson keep an eye on him and move him to another team after he clears the game. Before he leaves, Alai wishes him well. Ender joins the unbeaten Green Salamanders. Dink, Petra, and others congratulate him. Captain Bonzo dislikes Ender on first impression. Ender is intimidated by Bonzo's claim that he is a sitting duck in the games. Dink and Petra defend Ender, but are dismissed by Bonzo. Petra then invites Ender to practice in the combat room. Petra demonstrates how to shoot and corrects Ender's posture. Ender's swift learning is praised by Petra. Bonzo wakes his team and marches to the battle room the next day. Bonzo informs his team about his idea, but instructs Ender to observe from the gate. Ender stands by the gate and observes the game. As the Salamanders are losing, Ender intercepts Petra. They try to catch their opponents off guard. Ender is pushed by Petra until he takes 2 guns and launches a one-man attack, winning the game. One of the players mocks Bonzo for keeping Ender back in the cafeteria. Later, Bonzo interrupts Ender and Petra's hand-to-hand training. He punches Ender and threatens to kill him if he makes him seem foolish again. Ender continues to play in bed, but something unexpected happens. A desolate landscape and a Valentine morphing beast. Valentine brings him into a frightening house. The rat transforms into Ender and sees Valentine in a massive crystal ball. Ender dispatches a serpent. Ender is shocked when Peter comes into the crystal ball and informs him that he has turned into a murderer. Ender quits because he is afraid. Colonel Graff witnessed the game and is enraged. Anderson claims she has no idea why, so Graff instructs her to remove the game. Graff subsequently calls Ender to say he's fine. After Ender informs Graff that he dislikes Bonzo, Graff offers him command of the Dragon Army. Ender is shown to his new room by Dap, who informs him that his teammates have been told. Ender, doubting his talents, asks Dap if they will follow him. Dap just grins and bows to Ender. Ender encounters members of other teams, including Dink, Bean, Alai, and others. Ender instructs them to respect one another and promises to create the best team possible. Graff orders an emergency game because the international fleet is pressuring him to select combat school graduates. Ender informs his troops that the game has begun. Dink transports one of the members to the infirmary after he twists his ankle, while the others proceed to the combat area. Ender silently searches the room, suspecting that something is awry. Dink and Petra unexpectedly join Ender's crew as replacements on Graff's orders. They instantly plot their attack. Ender utilizes Dink as a meat shield for Petra, and her pinpoint accuracy kills 12 of the players camped at their entrance. Ender then binds Bean and dispatches him to scout the room for additional participants. Bean notices all 20 players lurking in the background, controlling the area. They shoot Bean, but Ender drags him back to base and informs him of the situation. Both teams are taken aback by their next formation. They won the game by building a ship to protect Alai inside and going directly to the enemy gate. While Ender is taking a shower, an enraged Bonzo arrives and challenges Ender to a one-on-one fistfight. Ender tries to reason with Bonzo, but he insists on fighting. Ender then hits Bonzo with hot water from the shower and attempts to flee, but Bonzo intervenes. Ender deflects Bonzo's attacks and nearly breaks his arm, but only warns him to stop. Ender kicks Bonzo hard and causes him to tumble, snapping his spinal cord. Ender panics and calls for assistance. While Bonzo is being treated, Ender and Petra wait outside the infirmary. Anderson approaches Ender and attempts to empathize with him. Graf, on the other hand, stops Anderson and urges her and Petra to leave him alone with Ender. Ender inquires if Bonzo is dying, but Graf responds that he will be returned to Earth to heal. Ender insists on accompanying Bonzo, but Graf refuses, so Ender informs Graf that he will no longer be training. Later, Anderson informs Graf that she too will retire since she can no longer bear Graf's pressure on Ender. Back on Earth, Valentine is on her way home when she notices Graf's car outside the house and rushes to meet Ender, but she only encounters Graf and her mother. Graf invites Valentine to accompany him to Ender's private meeting. When they get to the beach where Ender was, Valentine runs to him. Ender informs Valentine about Bonzo and explains his thoughts and true feelings when fighting, which Valentine perfectly understands. Valentine then informs Ender that Graf wishes for him to return, but Ender refuses to comply. Thus, Valentine convinces Ender that he could be the next person to save humanity, and that if he does not strive, they will all perish. Ender finally comprehends and informs Valentine that he will miss her. Graf and Ender go back to space. Ender begs that Graf never again block his emails. Ender is surprised when they take him to the command base on the Formic's home planet for his last training, rather than battle school. They come on a Formic planet which drove the Formics back home before establishing a base. Ender wonders why the Formics battle while they are confined to their native world. Graf believes they must avoid wars in the same way he kicked the bully. When Sergeant Dapp takes Ender to his quarters, he falls asleep. Ender is startled awake by a familiar sound, and notices a familiar structure through the window. When he turns away, he notices an elderly tattooed man beside his bed. Ender, taken aback, inquiries about his name. He ruthlessly tests Ender, instructing him to be pickier about his enemies. Mazer Rackham then appears, shocking Ender. After sacrificing his life, Ender challenges Mazer about the video's incompleteness. Before crashing, Mazer shows Ender the complete film of his emergency parachute escape. All Formics died after destroying the spacecraft. Mazer informs Ender that no one has ever seen a queen. Ender then presents his teammates, who all greet Mazer warmly. Mazer quickly informs them about the Formics' homeworld. The Formics are overpopulated and will perish. Their troops are rapidly growing. They must vanquish the Formics before they can take control of other planets. Ender will direct fighting groups in photorealistic battle simulations, while his squad will lead the strategy. They must also protect his most important weapon, the Little Doctor, a ship capable of annihilating a whole swarm with a single shot. Ender's team begins simulation training. With each simulation, the complexity and realism increase. For months, they have been losing sleep due to the pressure to win every day. Ender micromanages in one scenario and is swarmed, failing. Mazer yells at Ender that they can't lose a battle like this. Mazer promises Ender that he has trained failures before him, but that Ender will be the last. Graf claims that Ender's final simulation must take place tomorrow because there is no more time. That night, Ender ponders Formix's thought. He discusses Formic communication with Petra. Petra declines, advising them to sleep for the final simulation. Ender nods and wishes her good night. Ender meets his comrades in the combat room the next day. Their simulation will be seen by superiors. Graf tells him they will make him combat commander if they win the last simulation. Mazer informs them that the last simulation will take place on the Formic home planet. The scenario begins with Ender's team. Formic ships are on the way. Ender directs Petra to immediately fire the Little Doctor. Alai is then ordered to fight, swarming the Formic fleet. After Petra fires, the Formic fleet was destroyed in the center. In retaliation, the Formics dispatch their entire army. Ender instructs Petra to let the little doctor recharge for a few minutes. All drones were deployed to protect the little doctor. Ender deserts the entire fleet. Petra is ordered to reach the planet by Ender. They've been overtaken by the swarm and are burning up while entering the atmosphere. Petra is still unable to take a shot. Ender directs Bean's drones to clear the front lines. Soon, the little doctor recharges. Petra fires at the planet, killing all life. They rejoice until Graf shows Ender the planet once more and tells him they were victorious in the war and the simulation was real. Ender slaughtered the entire Formic fleet. Ender walks away in bewilderment. Graf approaches him, but Ender exclaims that they could have done better. Graf believes that winning is the only thing that matters, and Ender will be a hero. Ender violently rejects Graf and says the slaughter will be remembered forever, and how they win is important. Ender departs, but they sedate him and transport him to his room. Petra remains by Ender's side to keep him company. Ender has nightmares about the game and the Formics when he suddenly realizes something. He wakes up and flees the base. Petra gives chase. Outside, she offers Ender an oxygen pack. Ender explains the game's well-known structure. The Formics were successful in using the game to get in touch with Ender. Ender is told to stop by Petra. He persuades her that he must leave. She allowed Ender to enter the structure. Ender comes across a living egg in a Formic hive. The egg was guarded by the Formic queen, the one from the game. Ender is consoled by the queen. Ender is aware that the queen is dying and wishes to save them. Ender informs the queen that he will find a new home and protect the egg. Ender writes to Valentine yet again, describing what happened and what he intends to do to make things right. He says he misses her, but will not be returning anytime soon. Ender was promoted to admiral and granted complete authority. Ender takes a ship alongside his valuable cargo. He now scours the universe for a new Formic home, keeping his promise. Ender's Game is a thought-provoking sci-fi film, particularly for fans of the novel. It manages to capture the spirit of the source material and deliver an engaging and visually stunning film. The film explores complex themes such as leadership, sacrifice, and the morality of war. It portrays the psychological toll that training for war takes on Ender and his fellow recruits. It also raises important questions about the ethics of using child soldiers in a conflict, a theme that is particularly relevant in today's world. I rate it 4 out of 5 stars. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Do subscribe for more reviews like this. Please help us out by hitting the like button. Drop a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movies. See you in the next one.